Hello, Professor Bright here. Welcome back to the Sunless Sea, where we have decisions to make, and, well, a decision I've already made, sort of. We're gonna go east, at least for a little bit, for approximately 4 barrels of fuel worth of traveling. Then, I think we head to Vanderbite, which should be in this area, and back to London. We should have enough fuel to actually make the whole trip, in theory, unless I'm very much mistaken. I mean, I could be cautious and actually, go directly back to London. I don't want to do that. I just don't want anything to do with you. You're way too tough for me to deal with right now. Bye. Please leave. I simply ask that you leave. I was in the middle of discussing things, and you're not leaving. A little upset about that, actually. Thank you. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, well, for one thing, I'm just finding Guider's Moor now, because apparently this is where that is now. But yes, I figure with 15 barrels of fuel, I should be able to make it back to Vanderbite easily enough, and I might be able to make it, well, from Vanderbite, I should be fine making it back to London, one way or another. And dock. Thank you. What's this about restless nights? In the watches of the night, you pad softly past the hatch to the crew quarters. A man cries out softly in his sleep, desperately. Another. What did they see? The whole neath lit up like a snuffer mask. There's something in the roof, Captain. It's in the roof. It is watching us. Eyes and a face. Eyes and a face. You have him subdued. No discipline this time, but you require your first officer to keep an eye on him. That'd be the first officer I don't have. Actually, do I? Yes, actually, I forgot the Carnelian Exile is a first officer. Not sure I like her in that position. Doesn't matter at the moment, though. Let's see. Guider's Moor. The Moor is a stalagmite, vast as a crag, and its foot has no safe harbors. The Corsair's citadel nestles halfway up. An intricate system of winches takes the strain, and your ship rises slowly from the sea. Her hull creaks in protest. Grizzled sailors groan and cling to stanchions. Higher, higher. Now the Untersee shimmers like glass below. Children clambering in crevices cheer and wave alarmingly. The winch motor slows, and you hang in a cradle next to a red-bowed pirate cutter. Let's explore. There's a surprising amount of actual landscape on the Moor. It's vertical, admittedly, but once you find the beast paths and urchin roads, you can traverse it as you would a rocky moor, with an additional throatful of lurching terror. Great. A patriotic dispute. Oh, I do enjoy this one. A crew of Shellnate hunters exchange heated insults with a Khanate privateer. Looks likely to end in blood. I could try to raise my own flag. That seems like a terrible choice, though. The Coganians or the Chelonians? You know, I'm inclined towards the Chelonians. I mean, here's the thing. They live on a giant dead turtle that they killed, or at least their ancestors killed. I'm kind of into that. So we side with the Chelonians. They may be uncouth, but at least they're brave. And we even succeeded. Lovely. Victory with battle streams and razor-tipped harpoons and your help. The Chelonians rout the Khanate privateers. The swaggering huntress who leads them claps you on the back. Well fought for a Londoner. Come to the Carrion Sea sometime. We'll roast a sea serpent for you. She drops a saw-edged bone token in your hand and blows you a kiss. If only. But no. Let's overhear rumors of this pirate poet. Don't know if we can actually do anything with them, but we'll see. Landlubbers fear pirates, and pirates fear the poet. Some say she's a clayman who freed herself with the power of verse. Possible. Others insist she's the personal muse of the king with the 100 hearts. Unlikely. One claims she sails on a living ship made of the still screaming skulls of her victims. More sober voices mutter that no, it's just an Alcaeus-class vessel. Whatever the truths, few have fought her and survived to tell the tale. Only the bravest of captains risk the lonely parts of the sea where her flag is said to fly. Lonely parts like left, which actually would be not left but west. Look, directions. Hush. Let's gather our intelligence. Only a third chance of this actually working out. Well, We'll go with it. Guarders mourn swarms with pirates, smugglers, and captains of uncertain allegiance. You could learn a lot here, but you'll need to go carefully. Unfortunately, we did not go carefully. A dislike of spies, you and one of your more villainous looking... dear. You and one of your more villainous looking sailors join a dice game. Villainous looking, but you know for a fact that she tithes to charity, and has a delightful singing voice. The topic turns promisingly to pillage and ambush, but your sailor's a little too forward with her questions. There's a scuffle and a stabbing. You escape. She does not. You know, it occurs to me that it's very weird that people die here. I know that is actually kind of odd to say, but it is. Because death doesn't come easy in the Neath. It's actually very, very difficult to actually kill someone in the Neath. So, how are they doing it? Also, this is the Khan's glory. I mean, here's the thing. I could go to Khan's shadow and figure out how to become a submersible there, but I'm kind of inclined towards seeing what Station 3 provides, because, for those of you who don't know, Station 3 handles something called heart metal, which is intriguing to me. I want to know more about the material. Although, these people would probably know more about electricity. Do they make a new story every single port that just reminds you want to be a submersible? Because if they did, that's amazingly well done. Unfortunately, there's not much I can do at Khan's Heart right now, for reasons we won't go into. We could seek a commercial license, though. But before we do, Khan's Heart, London's rival, an oasis of light in the salt black wastes. Canals tread the painted city, street lamps glow, and water taxis putter. You see, most of these things is a bad idea, just because they get the attention of certain elements that would cause problems later. Those elements being the secret police of the Khanate. This one won't do anything, though. Not here, Surfacer. Surfacer? The Codeganians have been generations underground, and to them, all Londoners are surfacers. Seems you'll need to go to Khan's Glory, the nearby Palace of the Nobility, to seek a license. And yes, the Codeganians dislike merchants, and they dislike foreigners. Foreign merchants induce paroxysms of antipathy. Perhaps sufficient bribes will buy your way into the Nephrite Quarter. In fact, it requires 25 units of coffee, which, if I'm remembering right, are valued at 50 each, so that's... give me a moment. 5 units of coffee, and I need 5 favors from the leopard, I think? So, yeah, 25 times 50. Enough that it's a bit of a problem. Unless I got the math wrong. I might have the math wrong. Might just be 15 barrels of coffee. Irrelevant, though, at the moment. Oh, hey, we found part of wisdom. There should be wisdom right here. Should be. Also, how did we get this little thing to happen? No islands within range, but there should be. There really should be. Some distance to the southeast. I'm quite displeased with this turn of events. We can't really fight that right now. Oh! Found Station 3, I think. Yes we did. Okay, we're becoming submersible today. We're also kind of in a bad situation. Turn off the lights, thank you. So yeah, we're going to be rushing back to London after this, but we're at Station 3. We may infer a Station 1 and a Station 2. We may conjecture a Station 4, which would be the Salt Lions. And machinery hums behind high steel walls. Up the hill there are visible outlines of warehouses and a building with a spire, but the lamps are low where they burn at all, and your ship the only one in harbor. We could train our... Yes, train our telescope on shore. Might be best to get a look from a distance. Let's do that first. A church or something else. You stand on the high point of your ship, and look to shore. There's a steepled building on the horizon, by far the largest thing in sight. No cross marks the top of it, nor any other symbol you recognize. Although a few of us know exactly what that is. Find our signs of visitors. An abandoned log. A few pages torn from a logbook record a long passage of doggerel that makes no sense at all. The verses go on and on about purple fires and upside-down houses, a fistful of roses the color of brandy, and dolls with buttons for teeth. The pages end just as they are reaching the nonsense refrain. Question, is that actually... Could it be a song meant for the... You see, there's people who live in there. One who likes songs. I wonder if that's what that was meant for. Regardless, search Shed 12, a long, low building propped against the wall, boarded windows, a rusting padlock. Your bosun shatters the lock with a ball-peen hammer. Inside, your lamps reveal dust-choked workbenches, strewn with discarded tools, shelves of cardboard boxes filled with rivets and bolts, washers and screws, blackboards roughly scrubbed. Here's an old lunchbox, its half-eaten sandwich, encased in successive generations of exciting fungus. In a rusted filing cabinet, you find the documents you need, a folder of tea-stained research into Zonar. You leave the rotting workshop quietly and return to your ship. The next time you sneeze, your handkerchief comes away black with the workshop dust that crept into your lungs. Ew. Anyway, so we have to make a return trip to Port Carnelian. Though that'll have to be for the future, right now we rather need to get back to London. And when we go back to London, we're also going to need to go to Vanderbite and do many other things. But soon enough we will be submersible, and it will be lovely. Hi, your food. So, embrace it. Butcher it. The crew will feast. That glowing flesh is unstable. It crisps and withers as the glow fades. So eat while it's fresh. Hey, they fixed that little typo that's been bothering me for roughly a year. Oh, dear. Oh, and there's Abbey Rock, of course. Wonderful. And then the Shepherd's Island should be right up here. So this is exactly where it was before. I mean, basically where it was before. Kind of. Not really, but, well. Procedural generation, it does weird things, okay? Compile our port report. Thank you. Sorry. It's unlikely to be eventful. Nothing is happening. The sisters watch us. We feel their eyes. The sea crashes on the rocks. Withdraws. The fortress stands stolid as the last year of a century. The greatest peril you risk here is a certain purpleness of prose. And Abderock itself. Here the grim sisters' lair. A black spit of an island, far from anywhere anyone would want to go, and that's how the sisterhood likes it. Here stands their fortress convent. There are bear traps that look friendlier than this, and my god, are there not. Anyway, let's run away for now. No. Won't have any lights, at least not right now. Still interesting, I'm pretty sure then... I know Khan's Shadow is here. And I know Shepherd's Isle is here. I wonder. Well, doesn't matter right now. Hey, Supplies. Hello, Supplies. How are you doing? I would like to make you Supplies. Get back here. No. Won't have you running away, Supplies. Thank you. Oh, hello. A spreading stain. It's gone, and you're left with gooey gloves and a buttery smell. And this purple thing, is it an egg? A heart? A less fortunate traveler dissolved and shriveled to mauve ruin? Put it somewhere safe. Actually, I think that's mauve. Don't know the pronunciation, don't really care right now. Let's go west. West and wester still. We have things to do, people to see, money to acquire. And repairs to make, because, Lord knows our ship could really use them. Well. Unimportant in the grand scheme of things. We're still the toughest ship on the Z. And that's lovely, it is. Oh, I wish I found comfort in that song. Really do, but I don't. So yes, I think next expedition is going to be going to Venderbite, because I have those 2 passengers that need to go there anyway, so I might as well. Then we will go to Port Carnelian and become Zubmersible, hopefully. Unless they need something else from me, which would be annoying. And then I can finally get rid of this thing, because it's just there. It's just there, and it annoys me that it is there. Oh, and we have to have... Oh, yes, we have to eat with you. My god, you are going to be expensive, but... Oh well. It's fine. Really, it's fine. Oh, that's right, supplies are going to be expensive now because I didn't go to the surface. Oh. Oh. Right. That's going to cut into my bottom end. Or... Bottom end? Yes. It's going to cut into the money that I make, okay? Can't quite remember the term right now. It's been a while since I had to worry about anything like that. Hey! The Revenue Men, Her Enduring Majesty's Customs Service, works closely with both the Ministry of Public Decency and the Masters of the Bazaar. Today they've selected you for an inspection. Don't cheek them. Let them do their worst. We have nothing to hide. They are vexed and frustrated. They roam your deck like wolves. They tear through your belongings like termites. At last, they leave. The lights of London welcome you home. Collect messages from the Harbour Master. All that clatter and song of the dockside. It soothes the soul. Are there messages for us? There are indeed. The Rhodes Market bustles on Roser's Wharf. Who will be there today? And, could take in a gift. Well, we'll consider that later. Oh. The Rose Market caters to collectors and eccentrics, anyone with exotic tastes and the gumption to harass Z-captains. According to the archaic rules of the market, you can only make 1 trade per visit. Choose wisely. Unfortunately, neither of these actually, want something that I have, so, let's escort some interested acquaintances to the Rose Market to hope to make a satisfying trade. Didn't know that spent an entire free evening. Huh. Well, on the bright side, get rid of my Skintalak. A tattooed courier will pay well for consignment of Skintalak. Her skin is crowded with bright ink. Her smile is cocky. 105 echoes. That's very nice, thank you. It makes admirable jewelry, she explains, but exceptional tea. 2 of the market's horse-masked attendants help her wheel the box away. Coral that glimmers as if moonlit. Makes marvelous jewelry or terribly expensive tea. What? I have so many questions. That just raises so very many questions. Oh, hold on. So, question. Does all Skintalak have apocyonic properties? Because I know the blue Skintalak does, but I don't know if... This is a question for the advanced lore masters of the Sunless Sea. But I don't know if all Skintalak has similar properties, although vastly diluted, to blue Skintalak, or if blue Skintalak is somehow unique. Don't really know. Doesn't really matter at the moment either. We'll worry about the gift in a moment. First we go to London and deliver our Sphinx Stone. Ah, London, she's the greatest city on the Untersea, and don't you forget it. Deliver Sphinx Stone, special constables, black uniforms, distinctive caps, the badge of the Ministry of Public Decency. Wait with a cart. Sign, here's a receipt, here's a discretion contract, here's a penalty contract. Your vision is blurred by the end of it all. The cart rumbles off into the coiling fog. Here's your reward. Lovely. And a new recruit. Who could it be? The tireless mechanic, obviously. Don't get me wrong, I love the genial magician. Great guy. But, absolutely the tireless mechanic. Afternoon, ready to offer my services. I'm an engineer, finest you'll ever hire. Treat engines like my own children. Not that I have children. Too busy, usually busy. Love him. Spot of rust, soon see to that. You there, help me with this spot of rust. Ah, he's already bossing around the crew. Lovely. Point thing about him, fuel efficiency. And he does not ever sleep. Suppose that's a bad thing. But, more importantly, we can speak to him very easily. Hello, hello, busy now, but always got time for you. Invite him to dine. His tastes are Spartan, he eats little, drinks only water, barely sleeps at all, so you need only lay a simple table. An appeal. Thanks for the meal and the company. No wine, it makes me sleepy. Oh, yes, I can sleep. Too easily, that's the problem. He hesitates. There's a draught I take nightly to substitute for sleep. Works well enough, and it keeps me sane and upright, but I wish I could enjoy just one night's sleep, if you could help me. We need a clayman from Polythrym, we'll need a mirror catch box, and we'll need to go to Hunter's Keep. I'll explain when we get there. No, I'm serious, I would owe you a great deal. Indeed you would, and I have one of those components already. Lovely. Is there not more we can do in London? Yes there is. Oh, but before we do, a visit to the Admiralty's survey office. They'll pay for information from Z captains, find out what and how. The Admiralty's picket fleets and intelligence networks are long gone. The survey office pays Z captains a small sum for recent information. And we have quite a bit of recent information, starting with Guider's Morn. You have something to tell us about the pirate fleets of the forest. Submitted. Fair enough. Station 3, excuse me, just let me call a colleague in. Omitted. This is my colleague, Mr. Verlaine of the Ministry of Public Decency. Mr. Verlaine, this good captain's report is here. If you'd care to... Yes, the fire is already lit. Let us... There we go. Now only ashes remain, and it might have caused such a lot of trouble. Thank you, Captain. We appreciate your discretion. Here's your payment. You need not trouble yourself further in this affair. Oh, but I will be very troubled in that affair. Very soon. But not just yet. Abbey Rock. We categorize it as a military installation, you know, although that has occasioned some quite vigorous debate. And for those of you not in the know, this is more or less how things work. You hand in the report, they give you echoes and usually fuel, but not for the Humane Canal. We're not fond of the surface around here. Well, if you've been there, I suppose we may as well hear about it. The fee's nominal, though. Of course it is. In the Iron Republic, these are always fun. Excuse me, I need to unlock this, and this, oops, and this. Could you place your report inside? Yes, I imagine someone will read it, eventually. There's always someone. No, I didn't expect this to happen. Well, perhaps it's for the best. Some reports should not be reported. No, don't concern yourself, this is my third best suit, and the Admiralty offers a modest allowance for document-related damage. Perhaps it's best if you leave now, though. Good day. I always want to know what exactly we're doing to his suits. Anyway, we have more port reports first. Isle of Cats, and what does the so-called Pirate King have to say for himself these days? Yes, we did rather know about his rose gardens. Not good news that they're prospering, though. Really should have nipped it in the, if you'll allow me, bud. And trading with the Khanate, with the Iron Republic. Bother, I may have to have a meeting about this. Yeah, unfortunate fact that the Admiralty doesn't have any real authority anymore. Just has captains, such as myself, with ships, such as my frigate. A Visage. Ah, the island that looks up. Don't suppose you found out what it's staring at? Or who it's staring at? Port Carnelian. You know, I sometimes wonder whether that place was a good idea. I didn't say that. Not officially, of course. Grand Geode. The Grand? Oh, yes, of course. We're generally quite well informed on that topic. But since you're here, perhaps you may as well let us know what your own impressions were. A report submitted. The Admiralty official takes notes scrupulously, but with an expression of mild terror, like a novice vivisector wincing with a scalpel. The rest of the office studiously busies themselves with other tasks. Yes, the Grand Geode was an Admiralty project. One that got a bit out of hand, I suspect. And the Salt Lions. The Bazaar has always taken an interest in that place. Indeed they have. Quaker's Haven, been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? No, sadly. Demo's Island, you've been to Demo's Gate, yes. And apparently you don't really care about that place. That's unfortunate. But is there anything in particular you need? It's specifically this matter of strategic information. This port. Speak to our agent there and return. We'll see that you're rewarded. And there's yet another excuse to go north. We're going to be going to Codex. And before we go, let me see. An intriguing snippet. I really don't have any other use for these. I might perhaps classify this as gossip, not data, nevertheless. Ooh, zesty, zesty. This one will do very well shared. Thank you. Your payment. And one more, and then I'll read his description. I wish I knew which pronouns you preferred. Sadly, you won't tell me. The alarming scholar is mercurial, to say the least, a creature of sudden moods and provoking teeth. Possibly her appointment as University Maritime Liaison was precautionary to keep his razor-sharp enthusiasm from causing too many injuries in the faculty. Ah yes, the scholar whispers breathily. I have a budget for acquisitions. What have you brought me? Yeah, well, not all that much at the moment. Before we go, though, just as a matter of, how do I want to phrase this? Precaution. Let's repair our ship. Cheaply, because we have favors with the Admiralty. You might call in some of your Admiralty favors to have cheap, good quality work done on your ship, and we will do that. Thank you. All shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well very quickly. Okay, we're back up to 450, and a brief moment in the lodgings. Here you may catch up with your correspondence, rest, or retire altogether from seafaring life. The better your lodgings, the better the quality of your retirement, naturally. We'll read the morning paper, the Unexpurgated Gazette, the magazine formerly known as the London Magazine, the Spiteful Trumpeter, News. The Echo Bazaar, that enigmatic marketplace, has increased its tax on love stories. The Traitor Empress has forbidden singing in the street outside her palace. The anarchists of the Calendar Council have inexplicably dynamited a drinking fountain. The Ministry of Public Decency has located and destroyed a nest of gallbladder wasps. Good on them. And we could rest in our mansion. It costs 100 echoes to do it, though. Could sell our heirlooms. I've acquired quite a few in my time. But more importantly, visit our study and ignore these wonderful things we can create, and instead write a will. The Court of Chancery, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom it may devour. Ensure it doesn't get its lion tentacles on your property when you're gone. 200 echoes, but we can do it. The lawyer peers at you like a vulture composed of crocodiles. Come now, she creaks. There's a few years in you yet. But your caution does you credit. Sign here. No, ink is fine. This isn't the brass embassy. Indeed it is not, thankfully. So we will be resupplying. I'm going to just quickly ensure that things stay the way they were. After we resupply, the plan is to go north, to Vanderbite, and to Codex, and possibly to elsewhere. See what we have up there. And then, finally, make our way back to Port Carnelian and become a proper submersible. And then see what lies beneath. But for now, thank you for your time. Note the like, comment, and subscribe buttons below. Use them responsibly. And I shall see you all soon.